Hey guys, welcome back to Resistance Chicks. We are your hosts, Leah and Michelle. We may not always be on time, but we are always here eventually. Yep. Today is Friday, December 22nd. Are you guys ready for Christmas? We are 3 days away. You only have like 1 day left of shopping. I mean, unless you want to go shopping on Christmas Eve. But I kind of feel bad for the workers that have to work on Christmas Eve. Like,
I really do.
Okay,
yeah,
so
definitely.
Let me give the excuse for why we are late. And I thought that this might also give some of our new viewers, if we have any, even though the subscriber total doesn't seem to be moving. It's like, you know, we gain 10 subscribers and then we lose 20. You know, we were unsubscribed from Alex Jones' channel. I know. Okay. So, I get messages weekly from people that say, I was unsubscribed from your channel. Anyway, just totally lost my train of thought. But anyway, we were moving wood chips. Literally 10 minutes ago, we were covered in rain gear and dirt. And then we just try to do some sort of tornado to gather it all together to bring you guys the news. So bear with us when we're late. Okay? We have valid excuses. Working out in the dark. We had just gone and done pet visits. Leah and I own a pet sitting business. That's what we do for a living. So this is one of our busiest times of year, Christmas. Everybody else gets off. We actually work because while they're off, they're vacationing and we're pet sitting for their animals. So, but still, we wanted to come to you guys tonight. The only show that we're going to be canceling, and I want to tell you about that right now at the beginning of the show, is on Sunday. We will not be here at 1. Actually, we'll be here. This is our house. We will be here. We have family coming at 1 p.m. on Sunday, but we won't be here with you guys. I mean, we really could just set up a camera in the corner, and you could just participate Christmas with us and our family, but I don't know how our family would appreciate that because they got little kids.
Speaking of family, don't we have a birthday?
We do have a birthday. Okay, but hang on. On Christmas Eve, I'm not sure when we're going to be going live, but Lord willing, we will go live sometime after 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Or Christmas Day.
If we don't go live Christmas Eve, we will be going live Christmas Day. I will try to let you guys know ahead of time when that is going to be. But Maia Atkins is one of our dear moderators. She sells Maia's healthy products that she had sent to us. That's always in the description. You guys need to be going and ordering from her. Like, these are all natural products, lotions, chapstick.
Yes.
Awesome
stuff.
What was the Pain Be Gone salve that really helped me when my neck went out last week. So anyway, she's got a brother, Benny. Now, I had wanted to go out to the pig pen. We have a pig named Benny. And we always sing Benny and the Pigs. Benny and the Pigs, do, do, do. And I wanted to go out and do a happy birthday with Benny, from Benny to Benny with love. But I didn't get a chance to do that. So I'm telling you right now that Mr. Benny Pig wishes you a happy birthday. Now, his name is actually Benaniah. Their entire family has Bible names, okay? Like Hananiah, Hadassah. I mean, they are Josiah. It's ridiculous. Uriah. I'm missing a couple in here. I know, I feel really bad. But Benaniah. I want to call you Benaniah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. Big Dog, 14 years old. Resistance Chicks loves you very, very much. So thank you for being part of our Resistance Chicks family. Happy birthday.
So I'm going to go to my favorite UK politician, and that's Nigel Farage, who is absolutely over the moon that the passports in the UK will now say United Kingdom and not say European Union at the top.
Wow.
Oh. And we have no volume.
Hang on, wait a minute. Nigel, just hold.
Hold on with his poor face.
He's just hanging in there.
That's hilarious.
I don't know what we're at. What kind of volume we got going on here?
But I remember in 1988, when they abolished the British passport, they didn't just change the colour of it. They put 2 words at the top of it, European Union. And that said to me 30 years ago that our political class were basically selling out our country, our nationality, our individuality, and so I fought them.
I love it.
So you're getting the but speaking of the UK, speaking of London, speaking of London, Sadiq Khan, he is famously quoted as saying that terrorism is a part and parcel of a modern metropolitan,
He keeps saying
open
that.
life. Now, there are consequences for every action. There is an equal and opposite reaction, cause and effect. So when you have an increased terror, a threat, they gonna need more money.
Yes.
They gonna need more money.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and so he has said terrorism is part and parcel of living in the city. Will now raise the taxes to pay for counter-terrorism police.
Okay, yeah, there is that.
Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, is set to hike council taxes for all residents in the city, claiming he is left with no choice in order to help keep Londoners safe. It's like you're bleeding and you have an artery that is open and they just like, more Band-Aids, more Band-Aids. We need more Band-Aids. Why don't we have a Band-Aid fund already? Why don't I have a surgeon just to sew that thing up right there?
Yeah.
Just sew up that artery. Stop bringing in a terrorist and you might not have to raise your taxes.
We need a tourniquet here.
Come on, common sense. This is what we're going to call this, is the Common Sense Show.
That's already a YouTube channel.
I want to be at the Common Sense Resistance Show then.
You know what? We just are just us, man.
All right. So his office Thursday announced they will be raising council tax by the maximum amount allowed by the government.
Wow.
Promising all extra funds will go to the Metropolitan Police and the London Fire Brigade. Now, I am for low taxes. Always lower taxes, okay? They take our money, they redistribute it to everybody. We are supposed to pay for law enforcement.
So for those of you that don't understand, and I can say this about the UK because our laws are really based largely on laws that they already had in place, and that's this. Our governments are meant to protect us. Mm-hmm. That is what they are there for. They are not there to provide for us.
No.
They are not there to tell
Educate
us
us.
what we cannot and can and
Give
cannot
us health care.
They are only there to protect us. So when the libtards, and I know they don't like when I say
really
that, but
hate that term
it's,
myself.
they are, do you want me just to say the retarded left? When they come to me and we talk lower taxes and they say, well, you just don't want the fire department and you just don't want police and you don't want roads and all that. And I'm like, hang on, hold on a minute, okay? They're there to protect us, okay? The roads have to be safe. We have to have police. We have to have the fire department. That is what our government is meant to do. That's what, and if that's all we had, we all would probably only pay like $10 a month.
I know.
I mean, I'm serious. I'm not even kidding. It's like, it costs nothing when you have this amount of people in the world to run those kinds of programs.
Right.
You know, when you're given what? Here in the United States, it's here in Ohio, it's between $12,000 and $15,000 to educate one kid per year.
I know.
I mean, is that a joke?
Okay, he also mentioned the city's rapidly rising population and increasing levels of crime on the capital streets in his statement. Where is the population rising from?
Well, apparently the British themselves are just having a massive baby boom. They just keep making all kinds of babies.
Nope.
Lots of new British babies are being born. Can't control them. The population is just booming.
In 2016, whilst visiting New York to campaign against the election of Donald J. Trump, he claimed the attacks are part and parcel of urban life just hours after an Islamic terror bombing in the city. Then in March of this year, he insisted London was the safest global city in the world.
Yes.
Despite the city being hit by 4 successful terror attacks in just a few months. 3 by radical Islamic militants and 1 by an anti-Muslim extremist. There has also been a record number of terror-related arrests in the UK this year and numerous foiled attacks. The MI5 boss, Andrew Parker, revealing in October that the Islamic extremist threat in the UK is at an unprecedented scale.
But the foiled attacks don't count at all.
Yet announcing the policy, Mr. Khan blamed tax rises on government cuts, saying the city faced another year of real-term cuts, despite the police already having forced to save $6 million in recent years. The mayor also said in his statement, this year, London has faced dreadful tragedy caused by 4 terror attacks and the Grenfell Tower fire. The capital's population is rising, as is reported crime both in the capital and across the country. The population of London is surging. expected to reach 11 million by 2050, with 23% of those living in the capital having been born in a foreign country, and 66.6%, not a very good number by the way, of babies born in the capital having at least one foreign-born parent. Violent crime is also rising dramatically in London and the UK. According to MPs, parts of the capital are no-go zones thanks to more acid attacks. And between May and July this year, there were 3,755 knife-related crimes and a 27% increase in firearms offenses in Britain. So outlawing firearms doesn't seem to do much good.
Over 3,000 knife attacks.
You know, this...
You gotta get really close to somebody.
You do.
To get them with a knife.
You do. Now, this reminds me of yesterday on Tucker Carlson, the Cato Institute came out with some numbers on our own migrant crime
here in the United States.
In the United States, all right. And it will blow your mind. I for most part, we say that the Mexicans have come here and they're basically good people and stuff like that, and for the most part they are,
right?
But these numbers,
Facebook and Twitter.
Let me see if I can find it here.
This, I have no idea if you will read it.
Well, good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. Today, congressional Republicans finally passed their
with
more than 700,000 people here illegally under DACA don't get amnesty. Now, a single paragraph from a Politico piece yesterday on the negotiations tells you everything you need to know about how Democrats are looking at immigration policy now. Quote, congressional Republicans in the White House have long said that any DACA deal would need to be paired with security and other enforcement measures. Democrats say that's fine as long as the provisions weren't too onerous, end quote. In other words, Democrats are fine with border enforcement just as long as it doesn't work. That's why they're against the wall. The administration has already moved on the central point of the debate. They say DACA recipients can stay here legally, but in return, their family members must be explicitly barred from benefiting from chain migration. If those relatives want to come to this country, they got to get in line with everybody else trying to come to this country.
Unfortunately.
Employers, meanwhile, ought to be required to use E-Verify so that they can prove all their employees are here legally. Cities must cooperate in helping to enforce American immigration law. These are not crazy demands. It's not extreme to say that an amnesty should be limited to dreamers and not their extended families in other countries. It's not extreme to say that employers ought to follow existing federal statutes or that big city mayors should stop pretending they run their own countries. These are basic ideas. They treat existing American immigration law as real, something that should be enforced. They assume that not every single person on earth has the moral right to enter this country for any reason and go on public assistance. By the way, the public agrees with those ideas strongly if you believe the polls on the subject. Democrats don't believe in them. Any measure that makes it harder for immigrants to come here illegally and stay forever at public expense is racist and immoral. They've said that repeatedly.
Climbing.
Why do they think that?
Smokes.
Is there some good reason to think that? Is there any economist on the planet who believes the key to thriving in a high-tech economy is importing millions of poor people with fifth-grade educations who don't speak English? Is that good for your country? Of course not. But Democrats don't see immigration as a way to improve the United States, but instead as a way to transform the country to their political advantage. There's no precedent for this attitude in American politics. It's never happened. Traditionally, politicians try to win votes by improving the lives of voters. It's pretty simple. It's been going on a long time. Herbert Hoover, a chicken in every pot, a car in every garage. That was his promise during the 1928 campaign. He won. Because voters appreciate it. They always do appreciate it if they think you're trying to help them. Bill Clinton got elected twice because he campaigned on actual, tangible concerns of actual people, middle-class people. That all seems like ancient history now. Democrats don't do that anymore. Modern Democrats understand that changing the minds of voters is hard, especially when you despise them and attack them for the sin of, I don't know, being white or male or privileged or heteronormative or whatever. They don't like you if you don't like them. So you don't bother changing their minds. You change the voters themselves. Look at Virginia. It just happened there. The state's elected representatives decided long ago they didn't want the state's laws made by those who break them, so they deprived convicted felons of the right to vote. Terry McAuliffe knew it would benefit his party if felons could vote again, so he unilaterally restored those rights and attacked anyone who disagreed as a bigot. Remember that? Well, currently, control of Virginia's House of Delegates hinges on a single race where the candidates literally tied with more than 23,000 votes cast. In other words, McAuliffe's gambit worked. So why not try it on a national scale with a group far larger than just convicted felons? Democrats know if they keep up the flood of illegals into the country, they can eventually...
If you need convicted felons in your party, then your party doesn't have a good platform for normal, regular people who don't break the law, by the way.
turn it into a flood of voters for them. They don't have to foster economic growth or be capable administrators. It happens. And one more thing, by the way, something for this country. But for Jeff Flake and...
I want to get that funded.
And a lot of you know,
I want to get to his Politico and another. Really? A 16 second ad. I want to get to...
Grew up here. They are really American in every way, except they don't have the papers.
Well, but their education levels are considered bringing in 1 million low-wage, low-skilled workers every year.
Well, there's even a better...
It's a lot of people.
I don't waste their time. Let me see if I can just find the Cato... legal immigration study. All right. Actually, it's the new report. Actually, the titles are very misleading. The way Tucker Carlson read it was that, off the top of my head, 70% of all drug people caught for drugs are illegal immigrants. They account for more murders. They account for more drunk driving. It's absolutely. But it says criminality reveals little and add where. I'm not actually sure where the report is because he went through it.
I'm of zero help here.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it was. I wanted Tucker to tell us about it because he already ran through the whole thing. Let me see. Take some comments if I can find it.
Let's see. So back to Sadiq Khan. Jim West says, yes, but Sadiq has made himself useful removing billboards of models and wanting transgender toilets. Robert Goddard says a woman was killed today in Little, in Yorkshire, but they haven't given the name or color of the offender. Let's see. Redneck Survivalist thinks that YouTube won't be around long. He says, brace yourselves. We will see. You never know. Well, I don't know. It could have something to do with the Google guy stepping down that we're going to get to. Eric Schmidt.
Going on in this country, a lot of them bad. And Democrats in the Congress have said the one thing we won't put up with is not giving amnesty to 700.
With the U.S. Chamber of Commerce on this one.
Oh, I bet.
They want us to solve
You're taking money from the same people. But I just wonder, like...
I just watched it.
This is a concern.
One of those frustrating
That's one of those times where we normally would write down the time mark, like we do. I don't have one here, but it doesn't always happen. Britt Baza says, the way that police record violent crime has changed in the UK. Instead of using the actual crime being commuted for recording the crime, they record it on what someone's perception of the crime is. You could turn that down if I'm going to read the comment.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just not going to find it, but it was absolutely mind-boggling when he went over these numbers, and I guess the Cato Institute is actually downplaying the numbers. But the people who are here illegally, they account for an extreme amount of crime, and we've known it, but to have the numbers and have he's like Nancy Pelosi and everybody saying that they make life better, they don't make life better. And he had one guy in here who said, oh, people just don't want to report the crimes, and that's why that's what's so problematic about it. So it was, yeah, that guy was an idiot. And then there was something about racist trees. Maybe I should just go on to his 100 racist things, because it was...
If you guys aren't watching Tucker, you need to just be watching Tucker.
I know.
He is hilarious.
I know. He is so funny. I'm frustrated now. Okay.
I hate it when that happens. It's like not being able to find your car keys.
I know.
Except for you can't really leave the house when you can't find your car keys.
I know. And now I'm trying to find out. Okay, so Tucker Carlson was on talking about these racist trees in Palm Springs, and he decided to do a Twitter thread of all the stories in, I guess, the United States over the past few years that, like, everything is racist.
It proves that we do have a massive racism problem here in the United States.
Ice cream truck. So he did 100 racist things. So this ice cream truck song. So recall that the ice cream truck song, we have unpleasant news for you. This is the story of why our beloved ice cream truck plays blackface minstrel music that sends kids dashing into homes looking for money. Right. So the ice cream truck song is racist.
Well, it's not just the song, but the fact that they usually put vanilla ice cream on the top or in their pictures and stuff. I find that incredibly racist. Why isn't it chocolate ice cream?
Credit scores are racist from The Guardian. Credit scores in America perpetuate racial injustice. Here's how. Car insurance. Racism in America from Salon. Racism in America, it's so pervasive that white people pay less for car insurance even when the risk is lower.
Do you think it's possible that the numbers are skewed because there are more white people somehow? I mean, are they really... I would be very curious to see how they crunch those numbers.
You get your insurance based on where you live. And so if you live in a crime-ridden area, like in Tulsa, Oklahoma, it was a probably predominantly white area.
Right.
But our insurance was up by like 3 times because you had a 1 in 2 chance, 50% chance that your car would be broken into.
Right. Well, if you live in an inner city and there's a lot of black people and there's going to be a lot of theft, things like that, that's going to drive it up for everybody.
Crime statistics, black crime rates, what happens when the numbers aren't neutral. Halloween costumes. Your Halloween costume has never been more politically loaded. Calling Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas, I get that one. Most of all the Disney movies you grew up with are incredibly racist from VH1.
Yeah.
These are from mainstream articles, by the way. I'm not going to go over all of them, but they're hilarious. Dr. Seuss, we covered that.
Totally
Dr.
racist.
Seuss is now racist.
Yeah.
White flight, what happens, and the New York Times says, did racism or economy anxiety drive people to the suburbs? What if it's both? Reversing white flight. Whites are moving back into this town of Inglewood. There goes the neighborhood.
Oh, because now white people are there. It's going to get really bad.
Yeah. White chefs who make burritos. Perspective from the Washington Post. Should white chefs sell burritos?
Because they're culturally appropriating the burrito. They're not Mexican. They're not brown skinned. So I can see how that's definitely, I mean, that's kind of as racist as it gets, that a white person would make a burrito.
Milk.
Milk is definitely
a
racist.
symbol of neo-Nazi hate. The U.S.-based white supremacist movement that calls itself alt-right has recently embraced milk as a symbol.
Yeah.
Tanning. Should tanning be considered cultural appropriation?
Probably, because if you want darker skin, you're trying to be like a black person or a Mexican or something. And if you're trying to be like them, then that's racist.
NFL owners. The Jaguars owner on protest. NFL bosses don't know they're racist.
Right, because they hire a lot of black people to play football, and that's totally racist.
Being mad about the NFL national anthem protest. The NFL protests are a perfect study of how white supremacy works.
Right, because if you really like our anthem and you feel like, because it's in the NFL handbook, not handbook, but like rules that you're supposed to stand for the anthem, if you think that people should follow that, then that's totally racist.
From the National Review, there was a whole article written on how mathematics is a white supremacist.
Yeah, because a lot of times mathematicians are white, and like math teachers are probably white, and so that just totally makes it really, really racist.
Science.
Again, same thing with the science. There's a lot of science teachers that are white. Racist.
Yale requiring English students to study Chaucer and Shakespeare.
Because they were white dudes, and you really don't want to know any of the poetry from white people at all. Because if you do like Shakespeare, you're kind of a racist because he was a white guy.
Yeah.
These all seem pretty straightforward to me.
Definitely.
I mean, definitely valid stories here.
Definitely pretty much everything is racist. Everything is racist. I just want you to know. Here is his number 100, which is everything is racism. Number 99, the Washington, we're going to go backwards now because that thread ended. The Washington Redskins, obviously that's
cultural appropriation. You cannot have Native Americans as your mascot. Prince Harry here, you're about to cover the fact that he's going to marry a girl that is part black totally racist. I mean, like, I can't believe that. I mean, it's very racist to incorporate black people into your white family.
Yeah, craft beer, the white lies of artisan food culture.
So if you do craft sodas, craft beer, any kind of artisan specialty food, that's racist because maybe black people don't do that.
How the world of small batch and totally artisanal erases the people of color who made it possible. People of color started everything, and then white people took over.
Well, you know, with the artisan beers, they're often different colors, and I think that's racist. You got different shades.
The biblical roots of racism. Yeah. The Bible is racist. The biblical roots of racism.
Right, because Moses married this black woman, and I don't know. I kind of think that's totally racist. Like Moses, I mean, he had white hair after he met God, so God turned his hair white. Racist again. Somebody says picket fences, totally racist. White picket fences. NASCAR is racist. That's all it is. Nothing but racist.
Pollution. People of color are more likely to be exposed to pollution than white people.
Okay.
Accurately describing criminal suspects. You students want crime alerts to avoid using racial descriptions from Minnesota CBS Local.
So you can't say I met this black person or I met this white person or I met this Hispanic person. You just have to say I met this person. No description. You can't say I met this beautiful person or this person with red hair. Again, too many descriptions. We just need broad brushstrokes. Diabetes, racist.
Internalized racism is associated with glucose. I guess.
So if you are a racist, you're more likely to have diabetes because you're internalizing things and it's messing with your system.
Internalized racism is associated with glucose intolerance among Black Americans in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The possible cause of higher frequency of type 2 diabetes in African Americans compared with European Americans had generated much interest. Yeah. Conventional wisdom might suggest that the disadvantaged socioeconomic position of African Americans and their increased genetic success.
Oh, I get it. So they feel oppressed, and that's giving them diabetes. Oh, that's really sad.
Highways gutted American cities. So highways. Karl Marx, definitely racist. Ugly racism of Karl Marx. I agree with that one.
Very true. Ron Swanson says white tigers are definitely racist. I agree with that. Silverback gorillas are racist.
Actually, socialism is racist, so I'm pretty cool
licorice,
with that.
Totally racist. The black licorice and the red licorice.
You can't have capitalism without racism. Othello is definitely racist. Saying you are English is racist, claims TV Lawrence Lywin-Bowen.
Because seriously, there are no English black people.
The hidden racism of school discipline. School discipline is racist.
Yeah.
Atheism, this week in white atheism. Art history. Taking a magnifying glass to the brown faces in medieval art and PR. Criminal background checks. Racist.
Yeah.
Not renting your home to criminals is racist.
Really?
That's from the Boston Globe.
Because seriously,
if you don't rent to criminals, are you racist?
You're definitely racist because you should be opening up your home, to rent out to anybody. And if you don't, I mean, if you really have to look at things, because I don't know. I mean,
the BBC had an article warning black flyers not to fly American Airlines.
Because it's the American Airlines, and we don't want black people flying for American Airlines.
Canada, dear white people, wake up. Canada is racist. So the whole country of Canada.
Maia says, I'm a mutt. I might be a racist.
School grades, professional educator says, we see you, super whitey, and we're coming for you. Whatever that's supposed to mean. Okay. New Jersey, the whole state. New Jersey, are you racist? Tax cuts. Stop a racist Ryan's tax plan. Property taxes. De Blasio slams lawsuit that calls property taxes racially biased. I hate property taxes. I'm not even going to go there. Abbreviating the word guacamole
to guac. Totally racist, because you can't, it's kind of like saying, hey, brah, like you can't do that unless you are Hispanic. You can't just call it guac.
Referring to ethnic food as ethnic food.
That's definitely racist.
How not to be a restaurant racist.
Yeah.
The NBA draft. The NBA draft coverage is full of coded words and racist comparisons. If a player is labeled as athletic, that means he's black. College football is racist. Yeah. Referring to canoes and paddles are racist.
Hang on. I got to draw the line there.
Trudeau's
Canoes and paddles?
Canoes and paddles remark called borderline racist. So there we have it. There's more bulletproof glass. That was a new thing. There's a town that doesn't want bulletproof glass to be allowed in their town because it's racist. Babies are racist. Your baby is a little bit racist, science says.
Already just predisposed. Because I've never seen any of those adorable videos where they have the black kid and the white kid hugging and playing.
Calling people a thug. The racially charged meaning behind the word thug. I guess it's from Hindu. Walmart, definitely racist.
Yeah.
The Nightmare Before Christmas director. Republicans are all racist. Democrats are all racist. The Oscars are racist. Hollywood is racist. Star Wars is racist.
Wendy's is racist. She's a white girl.
Coca-Cola, but not Pepsi.
Well, because Coca-Cola has that white Santa. Santa himself is racist.
Soda taxes are racist.
Yeah, because that doesn't apply to everybody of every race.
Expecting for people to show up on time for things is racist.
Because you know what? Not everybody in every race is very punctual. I mean, the white people here in this room are not punctual.
The Betsy Ross flag, lacrosse. Yeah. I think it's pretty much only played by white people. White people celebrating Cinco de Mayo.
Totally racist. You can't celebrate somebody else's holiday.
Bernie Sanders supporters deporting people. Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms racist because that Irish,
Jingle Bells.
Because it talks about snow and snow is white.
Artificial intelligence, AI programs exhibit racial and gender bias.
Well, maybe because they're not making black robots.
It turns out algorithms themselves are all racist.
Of course, any kind of math and science racist.
The white nuclear family, whatever that's supposed to mean.
Well, the nuclear,
the porn industry is racist. Only wants white naked girls, I guess. Having a white person box against a black person. Why no one should watch the Mayweather-McGregor fight.
Yeah, because
the OK sign.
In all honesty, there's kind of an unfair advantage because black people have a better musculature and are more athletic.
BitCoin is racist.
Of course, it's racist.
If you ain't dead, it should be. This is from a Reason article. It says that Bitcoin as it's all about white privilege. So if you aren't into
exactly
the August solar eclipse, it says the Atlantic claims Monday's solar eclipse is racist.
Definitely racist. Any natural event, it's totally racist.
Electronic music, how white kids stole house music from black aunties, whatever that's supposed to mean. Military camouflage, so putting black on your face and going through the woods.
Yeah, that's definitely racist. Because if you're a white guy, you just have to be out there to be shot, man. You can't blacken your face.
The SAT, the racist origins.
Gary says daylight itself is racist.
So yeah, daylight itself is racist. This could go. That was just funny to me. I just could go on.
Black
and on
bears
and on.
Racist. Space itself racist.
White chocolate.
Dark chocolate. Yeah. Anything that goes between brown and white is definitely
makeup
racist.
Is all racist because it does use nude.
Yeah, you got the different colors. Because I couldn't use a black person's makeup on my face, or you would just totally see it. That's racist. Same with the black people; they couldn't use our makeup. Yeah. So I guess we just live in this really racist world.
Everything's racist.
Having a poo is racist.
All right, let's move on to some sanity going on.
All right.
We will make our country family friendly so population can grow without mass migration. The Hungarian government has pledged measures to support naturally growing the population, rejecting mass migration as an effort to halt the demographic decline. I am sure that the climatologists will say, no, we're just kidding. We're just kidding. Go ahead and keep your population low. We're just kidding about population declining.
It's been a while since Leah and I have been able to tell you guys it is time to go and make babies for your country. Hungary is saying they're going to do that.
Does not really have a family-friendly policy, says a Hungarian MP. Our task is to strengthen the family policy, Ms. Selamicis added. With a good family policy, Hungarian childbearing in a working society would be built on 3 pillars: reduce the cost of living to ensure that Hungarians are not excluded from having families because of their economic situation, and to raise and value the public perception of child rearing. In a similar drive to grow the population without importing migrants from the Middle East and Africa, Poland's government released a lighthearted education. We showed you that. So funny. They want you to have children. You've got the National Geographic here. You've got Europeans, a child-free life, or white people or Americans. And then you have here the New Europeans, which is a Middle Eastern family, which is really... Do you guys see that? That's really disconcerting to me that the National Geographic would literally put Muslims with their whole headdress and calling them the new Europeans.
I wonder what that Time article was actually saying. I'm curious now.
That the Middle East is moving into Europe.
Well, no, I'm just saying it says when having it all
means not having children. Right. They're just wanting people not to have kids. They want these rich people not to have kids, and they want to bring in... I don't know. It's just weird. It makes my head hurt. I don't want to talk about it too much more. It's just... Sometimes it just makes me mad at people. So, a prominent Antifa site is promoting a new podcast called The Guillotine with the goal to educate, inspire, and incite. This is a continuation of the far left's obsession with executing their political enemies. So you have that, and that's allowed to keep up and running. So that's a thing. Your thing is dangling on my mouse.
Not really. It's just dangling like above it.
You've got
look at this sleeve.
It's
is that
nice.
Not super cool?
I like it.
But the other day I was wearing this shirt and I thought, washing your hands, doing dishes, it's a little inconvenient. For that. Sorry, hang on, let me flop it up.
Thank you.
There you go.
So this right here is the pro-ISIS terrorist who was planning an attack on Christmas Day. It sounds like he was going to attack Pier 39 in San Francisco with a pipe bomb filled with nails. And Jerusalem is the capital of Palestine. He was going to blow some things up. Speaking of Jerusalem being the capital, I wanted to play this. We didn't play this tiny clip here
yesterday.
America will put our embassy in Jerusalem. That is what the American people want us to do. And it is the right thing to do. No vote in the United Nations will make any difference on that. But this vote will make a difference on how Americans look at the UN and on how we look at countries who disrespect us.
I gotta tell you, this green thing in the back is just abhorrent. I hate it. That everyone has to do their whole UN speeching thing in front of these nasty old, I don't know, green weird faux marble or marble tile. Just like some sort of pukey thing from the 70s. All right, so one of our main stories, Eric Schmidt. You might not know his name, but you know what Google is, and you might have heard of Google's parent company called Alphabet. Well, Eric Schmidt, who buddy with the Clintons, who basically ran the Obama administration, from what I understand, he is resigning as head of Google. Surprise announcement rekindles womanizing rumors. I guess he divorced his wife, and then he had have 15 women on a jet at a time or something like that. Something crazy.
Rebaza says, Leah, you remember the 70s. She's not that old.
No, I wasn't there in the 70s. Just barely.
No, you weren't there in the 70s.
I know. Just barely out of the 70s.
Right, but you weren't even in the oven in the 70s.
No, I was born in 81.
Right.
I'm out of, Eric Schmidt shocked Silicon Valley with a surprise announcement Thursday that he's stepping down as executive chairman, but most of the houses that I grew up in were modeled and remodeled in the 70s. So it was just really I remember the greens and the oranges because it was just...
Our kitchen here was... it's had several different shades of blah.
Yeah. All right. So he's a 62-year-old tech tycoon. According to Google co-founder Sergey Brin, was originally tapped as CEO in 2001 to provide adult supervision. And, I don't know if he's thinking that he might come out as part of the Me Too thing or what, but the fact that he is stepping down, it's...
preemptively.
Yeah, he says, in recent years, I've been spending a lot of my time on science and technology issues and philanthropy. One source close to Schmidt said the move would allow him to have more hands-on role in developing artificial intelligence for defense.
Maybe hands-on.
He's also been spending more time on his foundation. That's always great, right? Foundation. That's a way to get tax-free money. But the timing of Schmidt's sudden move, along with the fact that Alphabet waited 3 days to disclose that Schmidt had told the company he was stepping down, according to a filing, raised questions. Schmidt is known as a womanizer, despite being married for 37 years, to his wife Wendy, who said in 2012 they started living separate lives because she felt like a piece of luggage, following him around the world. News outlets have been sniffling around Schmidt's former flames, looking for a Harvey Weinstein-like bombshell. But sources say there's nothing there. They haven't found, because there's no sexual harassment. Let's see. But an insider could not deny Schmidt's well-documented romantic past and said it was all consensual. But I don't know. Stepping down is kind of a big deal. I do know that he used his private jet for the Clinton campaign. And we know that Google worked with the Clinton campaign to get out the vote. Get out the vote!
Right.
And vote for our guy. I want to play this little clip here
Schmidt
from...
is out at Google as the head of it. He's still part owner of it. And they're saying, oh, why is that? All the women he loads on his jumbo jet, reportedly up to 15 at a time. That's no crime right there. No, the issue is that he's a globalist. He's been anti-Trump the whole time. And Google is about to get broken up, ladies and gentlemen. The new head of the Securities and Exchange Commission has been very, very weary of Google for years before he was put in as the head of it by President Trump a few months ago. And all the stars are aligning to break up these groups that are anti-free market, anti-free speech, and have been censoring massively.
So we'll see. He goes on to talk about, this guy's ties with Obama and Clinton, how he worked with the Clinton campaign and things like that. And there are big overhauls happening right now. We covered last night.
It sounded like you said overalls.
Overhauls happening. There are internal fights with the swamp not wanting to leave.
Of course they don't want to leave.
We covered this last night, but I'm really excited that Jeff Sessions has appointed a independent person to look into the Bundy's case.
Yes.
So I'm really excited about that. Jeff Sessions has also appointed somebody to look into.
So the case, for those of you that didn't see our show last night and you don't know, the case was not dismissed, unfortunately. However,
but the judge did declare a mistrial.
But from the whispers that we're hearing, especially with Jeff Sessions stepping in with all of the things that the prosecution was withholding, when that comes forward, I don't think that this is going to go anywhere. I think that they can sleep easy at night.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
What?
I'm just going to click on it.
No, don't click on stuff.
Little transgender shop sells fake for little girls. The stand to pee fake are designed for ages 8 to 13, the store proudly declares. The mother of a young transgender is selling fake male genitalia for little girls. Her website, Trans Kids, offers products ranging from tiny silicone male genitalia in circumcised and uncircumcised models, genital pack holders, and transgender book for kids. Trans Kids is run by Sarai, who also runs a site for trans guys called Film Essentials. Says the About Us page featuring a pink-haired proprietor. After years of helping adults find high-quality gender expression gear, she saw the need for a site and store that focused more on kids and their unique needs. He is a parent.
No, it's going to show it. Don't keep scrolling. Don't scroll down.
Okay. It's the smallest stand-to-pee device we have seen, it states, designed especially for younger folks, ages 8 to 13.
Hang on. Are you supposed to actually pee through it?
If your child was assigned female at birth but wants to stand while urinating, it might work great for them.
I have friends that don't watch our show. They're farmers. And every once in a while, I just go to them and I'm like, the stuff that we find in this world that actually exists hurts my head. People should not know this stuff. This should not be a thing. This should not be something that we have to cover. This is insanity. I mean, these people should be committed.
They actually should be imprisoned because a mental hospital is too good for them. Pleading mental insanity isn't going to... This is child abuse. It's child pornography. It's pedophilia. To think that...
It used to be if you gave a sex toy to a child, it was molestation.
Right.
And that's essentially
what this
is.
It's what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can we move on?
Yeah. Yeah. Soy boys. All right. FBI fires suspected leaker and Comey ally James Baker. I guess it turns out this guy, James Baker, was a lawyer for the FBI. And rumor has it that he was a leaker in the FBI. And that's why he was fired. They're saying that they want to bring in new blood. The FBI director, Christopher Wray, announced that the Bureau's top lawyer would be leaving his post in an attempt to bring in new blood. But this guy, his name is James Baker, was, I guess, a lawyer for the FBI under all these crazy things, like with the Clinton investigation and stuff like that. So, he's being reassigned, not actually fired. The Washington Post says Baker's removal is part of Wray's effort to just assemble his own team, that he's a really great guy, nothing to see here. But you've got this video here where Donald Trump is saying we're going to make the FBI bigger and better.
Well, it's a shame what's happened with the FBI, but we're going to rebuild the FBI. It'll be bigger and better than ever. But it is very sad when you look at those documents, and how they've done that is really, really disgraceful. And you have a lot of very angry people that are seeing it. It's a very sad thing to watch, I will tell you that. And I'm going today on behalf of the FBI, their new building, and you know, but when everybody, not me, when everybody, the level of anger at what they've been witnessing with respect to the FBI is certainly very sad.
About Michael Flynn, would you consider?
So, I guess Wray has resisted Congress's push to learn more about Peter Strzok. So he doesn't want anything out there. I think that's a key player in both the Clinton investigation and Trump's probe. Strzok was exposed last month, we know, for exchanging anti-Trump texts with the FBI attorney and his lover, Lisa Page, with whom he was having an affair. Right. Strzok played an important role in everything. I say both investigations, this like everything. Baker is reportedly very close to former FBI Director James Comey, who asked Baker to be his general counsel. The two men were colleagues at the Justice Department, and when they were out of government at Bridgewater Associates, an investment management firm. It's notable that Baker's departure comes 6 months after the leaking scandal, and just days after Attorney General Jeff Sessions reportedly asked the DOJ prosecutors to begin asking FBI agents about the details of the Uranium One investigation. A sign that the Bureau is finally moving to address concerns expressed by Republican lawmakers about the bias. Baker's head is the third to roll in the house cleaning that saw the FBI sanction Strzok and Bruce Orr. So it says that his name was also revealed recently, that his name was on a list of DOJ officials who are expected to receive a subpoena to testify before the House Intelligence Committee. So that's just more stuff there.
Well, a couple of the comments were saying, make the FBI bigger. It just needs to go. And I have to agree. When I listened to Trump say that the first time, I was like, bigger and better. Bigger. But see, here's the thing you have to know about Trump.
Right.
When he doesn't know what to say, he always talks about how we're going to make something bigger and more exciting and more amazing and more awesome, and it's going to be fantastic. So that's kind of a filler for him. I don't know how much you can take it seriously. I don't know.
Right.
We'll see.
Okay, so I believe this is the article of this Jewish guy. Trump commutes the 27-year sentence of kosher meat executive after Congress finally agrees on something. In an action encouraged by over 100 bipartisan leaders and across the political spectrum, including Nancy Pelosi and Orrin Hatch, President Trump commuted the 27-year prison sentence of the former CEO of the nation's largest kosher meat processing company on Wednesday. According to the White House, Shalom Rubashkin, 57, served 8 years in New York prison for 86 counts of fraud, including bank fraud, mail and wire fraud, and money laundering. It's nice to know the DNC and the GOP can unite behind something. Rubashkin was the head of an Iowa slaughterhouse, agri-processors, which grew to become the nation's largest kosher slaughterhouse and meatpacking plant, and the only foreign slaughterhouse allowed to export beef to Israel.
Okay.
And its sales grew.
Jasper, keep getting goosed.
On May 12, 2008, the FBI and Homeland Security conducted the largest workplace raid in history of the United States against agro-processors, arresting 389 illegal immigrants. 2 federal trials were launched for fraud and immigration violations, and they were fined $10 million. But the big thing is that these Jewish people are all like celebrating. Okay. And that his sentence was commuted. It's a big deal in the Jewish community.
I feel like the Zionist conspiracy theorists that watch our show are, I mean, their blood's probably boiling right now at this point. I'm sure they have a lot that they want to say about this.
I know. Go ahead and tell us if you know anything more about it. All right. So here we go. Bitcoin.
Maybe you could just do the whole spiel that you just did in the kitchen with me a little bit earlier.
Well, Bitcoin panic selling turns to buying scramble. Now, this morning we woke up to, or this afternoon, I don't know what time, Bitcoin started to crash. Now, it went up by, Bitcoin is incredibly funny for me to watch. However, Patriot Gallery was listening to some people on the call-in shows.
Yeah.
And they were panicking because they bought when Bitcoin was high. And they sold things. They sold their house. They mortgaged their house. They sold things. They put their savings into Bitcoin as it was riding high, and as it went low, they're in tears. Like, what do I do? What do I do? Do I sell? Do I sell real quick? What do I do?
I'm sorry, I don't have any sympathy for these people. I don't.
So, it's back up now at 13,000, which is still really, really high. It went down to 10,000 after being up to 19.5. The Bitcoin
would buy it at 19.5?
The Bitcoin people are saying that it's going to hit 20. It's going to hit 20. It's going to hit 20. And Bitcoin has been known to drop and then go up and drop. Now, forget the market for Bitcoin. It's not real. Okay. It's not real. I want to explain this to you guys because I guess when you put in Twitter and you put in Bitcoin, you get all kinds of memes showing people like Bitcoin crashing and stuff like that. And I guess a lot of football players are getting in on Bitcoin.
Raise your hand if you guys have had conversations, whether it's on the internet or in real life, with real Bitcoin advocates. And they try to tell you when you say, but what is it? And they're like, it's a real thing.
People mine
it.
They
mine it. And I'm thinking, hi ho, it's off to work we go. We're gonna mine our Bitcoin. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. Nuh-uh, that's not what they're doing. They're not going underground with pitchforks.
So to mine Bitcoin, from what I understand,
pitchforks, pickaxes, whatever.
You can start with like a little computer like this big,
like a cell phone size.
Yeah. Even half that size.
Little.
And you literally just plug it in, and your little computer is running a bunch of transactions.
Right.
And as more people have these little computers, they're part of the Bitcoin. It's called mining. But it's called
because it's somehow the founders, and it's kind of, it reminds me of some sort of science fiction movie, laid out the Bitcoin to be mined in the internet somewhere.
Right. They hid them.
They hid these Bitcoin.
So your little computer is verifying thousands and thousands of transactions, and like ever so often you'll get a Bitcoin for it.
Yay.
Okay. Or you'll find one. Okay. There's a limited number of them. Now, here's the thing. If you and I just decide that, oh my gosh, I'm going to create a currency, like out of thin air.
Yes.
Out of nothing.
Great idea.
I got this great idea. We're going to hide our fake currency on the internet.
Yes.
And we're going to get people to work to find them.
Yeah.
And then
kind of reminds me of Pokemon Go.
It's exactly like Pokemon Go. It's exactly like Pokemon Go. But think about it. The people who started it, who's to say that they don't have all, like, they're literally putting money in their pockets.
Jim West said, I have mined Bitcoin. I didn't make any money.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I made barely anything. Britt Bozza says, Michelle, mining Bitcoin. The people who believe that are like Dopey the Dwarf.
So it's sad because you get people who right now, they, like, even in the stock market, they say buy on the rumors, sell in the news.
Right.
So people now, it's in the news and people are buying, and I'm just going to tell you my own opinion for my own research.
Hold that thought just 1 second, because Donna Terry says Bitcoin reminds me of the gold foil chocolate coins, and I gotta disagree with you there, man, because in the gold foil chocolate coins you get like a piece of chocolate. I mean, that's something. That is something worthy of something. Bitcoin literally is nothing. It is nothing. It is thin air. Somebody says, I wouldn't know a Bitcoin if it slapped me in the face. It ain't gonna slap you in the face. A golden coin, a gold wrappered chocolate could slap you in the face. It's a thing. A Bitcoin isn't a thing. Now, finish your thought.
All right. So, in my humble opinion, I believe that the CIA either helped to found Bitcoin, but they're definitely don't think that there is anything in this world that the CIA doesn't control
and
and our governments don't control, and they control and they manipulate the markets. Okay,
right.
And so you have all these alternative media people who, for years and years and years, we're talking about sound money, the Ron Paul Institute. We need to get sound money, gold and silver.
Right.
And so they create this thing called Bitcoin, and they say we're mining it, and they say, and they get people away from the idea of sound money.
So the American dollar gets pulled from circulation.
Well, I think they printed way too many dollars. So one of the ideas is to have people use a bunch of their fake American dollars to buy the Bitcoins, and then it suddenly drops, and so those dollars are gone.
Right.
And to kind of stabilize things. However, you have on the big conspiracy end, WikiLeaks. They have most of their monetary. They're in Bitcoin. They are in Bitcoin. So if the CIA is pushing people to buy Bitcoin, and it seems to be most of the conspiracy theory people who have left the sound money and gone into Bitcoin, literally they're defunding them.
And that's a really good point, because Chris Holman here, if you guys aren't subscribed to his channel, please go and do so now. Everybody buys Bitcoin with their life savings. EMP hits frying electronics and Bitcoin disappears forever, money wasted. And so that's really a good point when you're saying they control the kill switch on this thing.
Oh, absolutely.
So if they get those in the conspiracy theory world, that's the truther world, whatever you want to call us and you guys. If they get us to buy into Bitcoin, as soon as they want to, they pull the plug.
It's all gone.
Right? It's all gone like that.
Right.
And then it kind of wipes everybody off of the planet. So that's why here at Resistance Chicks, we encourage to buy land. First and foremost, to invest in your future, whether it is with animals, a big garden, in case the kill switch does get hit, you're there, you can provide for yourself and your family. But if you have anything left over after that, you need to be investing in precious metals. Our preference is silver, because it will be, and we use junk silver, because it will be the thing that is trusted and easily tradable if you recognize a coin, right? Whether it's an American coin or the coin in your country, it's something that is trusted by people.
If you can afford it, buy gold, because it's about ready to skyrocket. But I can't tell you that it will stay up high.
I wouldn't ever advise anybody to buy gold, just because I think it's already overinflated. When we go back and we look at how much it was at the Civil War, at the start of our country. So I think it's already too high. I think that there could come a point where it drops and then you've really overinvested. But silver, I think, is the safest. It's the way to get your toe in the water.
Yeah. So
anyway, with the Bitcoin, there is nothing there. And so there was a big rise, then there was a drop, people panicked, and it has rebounded.
But I have to say, people like Stefan Molyneux are into Bitcoin. Mike Cernovich is into Bitcoin. A lot of the conspiracy people, a lot of the truthers, a lot of people that we follow are into Bitcoin.
Right.
David Knight is into Bitcoin.
Right.
And I would just say, hey guys, if you're being manipulated by the CIA, they're not allowing us to have some sort of alternate financial stability. It's not stable. It's not a thing. It's not even a thing. That's what I try to tell people. It's like, for all the truther people,
right?
It's like science, right? With biology, we're going with science. Bitcoin isn't a thing. It's not real.
And
it's make believe.
They overpower.
It's worse than
your
a sex
mental
bot.
capacity. And this is what my mom had said, and I think this is really pertinent. So I want you guys to take this to heart. If you are a Bitcoin advocate, I don't know how many on our channel that we have, but for the rest of you, also listen up. Unfortunately, what we see is a fever.
Right.
Similar to gold fever, which actually going after gold was a thing, so I can kind of go with it. Right. But it's a fever, and unfortunately, it's not the want to change to a new digital currency that is driving our truther friends to make the switch. Unfortunately, it's greed.
You even have CNBC saying that the crypto crash could actually be your best chance to buy in. And if they're telling you to buy in,
then don't.
This was the Truther Network thing, and now the CIA and the powers that be and the globalists have taken over it. It's not a safe place to be. Get out now. They will manipulate you. They will manipulate your mind with it. They will rise it. They will crash it. They will rise it. They will crash it. They will manipulate your every move with it.
Right.
And that's a way to control people.
Maia says that silver tends to drop in December and January, so if you are going to buy it, buy then.
Maia.
Love Maia.
How does she know all this?
Because she's smart.
She's awesome. All right, so I wanted to show you guys this Palestinian music video, because here's the thing. I know we're talking, this whole big thing with Jerusalem embassy thing is huge. Worldwide, it's huge. Okay, and actually, I'll tell you what. You want to go get it, my Bible upstairs. The Spirit-Filled Life Bible. Okay. Yeah. So, Trump did the right thing, and you can tell that by the reaction from the rest of the world. When the UN is against you, then you're doing the right thing. We shouldn't even be in the UN, okay? It's a joke to begin with. And I know Israel does bad things. I know the Israeli soldiers have done bad things. I know that I'm not saying that Israel is innocent. However, the Palestinians are, by and large, not guilty of promoting terrorism. And I can just show you guys video after video after video after video.
They are not guilty.
No, they are guilty. They're guilty of promoting terrorism. They teach their children to promote terrorism. I just saw a video where a Palestinian waving a flag pushed his 2 and 3-year-old to some Israeli soldiers at a checkpoint, saying, "Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot him!" Seriously. I think that might have been taken down. But this particular video is a video where it promotes death as a martyr. God grant us martyrdom. Allah is called, and its call is precious. For its sake, life is insignificant, even if it's precious. God grant us martyrdom there.
So weird.
God, promise us, we beg of you. 1 million grooms and brides at the celebration have written the marriage contract in blood on the veil. So, when they're just not right. They're not right in the head. They're not right, period. Okay? And
Maia says that she's so homeschooled. That's how she got her intelligence.
Oh, that's so funny.
You want your children to be as smart as Maia?
Homeschool them.
Homeschool them.
Yes, homeschool them.
Britt Baza says that they have silver mines all over Cornwall and gold in Wales too. Gary says don't invest in the world because you can't take it with you. I think that is very sound advice. But if you're going to invest, if you're going to do anything to provide for your family, just maybe steer clear of the unstable digital currencies.
Exactly. Stay from the unstable digital
Donna
currencies.
says that she's eating Esther Price chocolates and we're making her fat. For those of you that are not from around here, this is Cincinnati, and you've never tasted Esther Price chocolates,
grandma.
Perhaps you could go online somehow and find them. They are a Cincinnati thing they're good, man.
They are. They're
Very
really good.
While you're still finding that, I want to let you guys know, if you're just joining us, we are not going to be going live on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to try Sunday evening, sometime after 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to go live for a Christmas kind of special. We have some mail that we want to go over. We want to sing some Christmas songs and just have some Christmas stories. If we don't do that on Christmas Eve, we will be doing it Christmas Day. I just don't know what time that will be happening, but I will try to put out a video at least a couple of hours in advance to let you know when we will be doing that.
Right. So, I was reading, and we don't always bring up Bible things, but when God brings something to you, I will. I was reading this, and reading about Jerusalem. And it says, "Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of drunkenness to all the surrounding people when they lay siege against Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall happen in that day that I will make Jerusalem a very heavy stone for all peoples. All who would heap it away will surely be cut into pieces, though all the nations of the earth are gathered against it."
Wow.
And I opened up my Bible to this today. I wasn't looking for it. I felt like the Lord was saying that the nations are gathered against Israel.
Yes.
I mean, Jerusalem. And
Israel.
Seriously, no, just specifically Jerusalem.
Okay.
Yes, it's this crazy evangelical Christian thing that we have because it's in the Bible, that you don't mess with Jerusalem. You just don't mess with Jerusalem. In that day, I will strike every horse with confusion and its rider with madness. I will open my eyes on the house of Judah and will strike every horse of the peoples with blindness. And it just goes on to say, in that day, the Lord will defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. The one who is feeble among them in that day shall be like David, and the house of David shall be like God, like the angel of the Lord before him. And in that day, I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. So no, I'm not going to come against Jerusalem. It's not going to be a thing ever. All right, ever. Right. And I will pour out on the house of David and on the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and supplication when they look to me on whom they have pierced. And what I'm praying for, and what all Christians should be praying for, is that the inhabitants of Jerusalem will look upon whom they have pierced, will see Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
Because in the larger political realm, I do not divorce. I don't divorce politics from ecclesiastical prophetic writings.
Great.
Okay? And neither did our founding fathers. And neither did the Pilgrims. Okay? So I look at the world as a whole, as through what we call a biblical worldview. Yes, they will mourn for him as one mourns for his only son, and grieve for him as one grieves for his firstborn. And in that day there shall be a great mourning in Jerusalem, like the mourning of Hadad Rimmon in the plain of Megiddo. And they are going to find Jesus. And in that day a fountain shall be opened for the house of David and for the inhabitants of Jerusalem, for sin and for uncleanliness. And it shall be in that day, says the Lord of hosts, that I will cut off the names of the idols from the land, and they shall no longer be remembered. And I will cause the prophets and the unclean spirit to depart from the land. And I love this part where it says, those who prophesied false visions will say, I'm not a prophet, I'm a farmer. And go back to farming.
I love
it. And then it goes on to say, 2/3 of it shall be cut off and die, but 1/3 shall be left. I will bring 1/3 through the fire and refine them as silver is refined. I will test them as gold is tested. They will call on my name, and I will answer them, and I will say, this is my people. And each one will say, the Lord is my God.
So for those of you that did not get a chance to see a video that I did back in August, and I titled it, The Hard Truth Anti-Semites Don't Understand. It was really weighing heavily on me, the comments that we were getting from anti-Semitic viewers that believe that for whatever reason, whether you want to say that the people in Israel aren't real Israelites, I don't care what you want to say, to be honest with you. I don't have patience for you people, and here's why. Because you're very angry, you're very hateful, and you're very mean about it. And I don't have patience for that. If you can
how about saying they?
Walk in love.
Yes.
Okay, I should practice what I'm preaching here. Okay, I'm sorry.
So the people who do this,
the people that do this, it really does, it bothers me because you're trying to use scripture and Jesus to somehow back up these hateful feelings that you have, and I'm telling you, it's just straight up not biblical. So I had a heaviness on my heart, and I was at the gym with my uncle, and he was swimming in the pool doing his little pool thing, and this parable just came to me, and so I started speaking it text to speak into my phone, and I wrote it down, and then I did a video of it. I have dropped that link to that video in the description here. And I'm going to drop it in the chat too if you guys want to grab this and save it for later. But I want you guys to go back and watch it because it really does showcase how hypocritical that view is.
All right, so we bring you guys your daily, your weekly dose of leftist propaganda from our Cincinnati Enquirer. I get the Friday, Saturday, Sunday edition just to see how George Soros and the Obama administration, Obama group are disseminating their information down to the little people. So, my first thing for you is an entire article, and you can see here she's got your turn. Is that your turn? Samina Sohali, a guest columnist. She is obviously a Muslim woman. Now it says here, I want peace on earth, so please shut down the president's Twitter account. Staying outraged over bad behavior becoming tiresome. And her article, she gets a whole page, right? She gets an entire page to talk about how President Trump tweeted out Jada Franson and Britain First, and how Jada Franson is quote unquote been convicted of harassment against Muslims.
Because that's kind of like close to murder.
Which the tweets will legitimize hatred and have potentially dangerous consequences, because Islamic terrorism doesn't have any potentially dangerous consequences whatsoever. No. Never. So it goes on to say this: the attacks upon us, whether we are immigrant, LGBTQ, women, poor, uninsured, children, DACA, nonprofits, grad students, or any other, are coming so fast and furious in the form of tweets, budget cuts, and unfair tax reform that it's nearly impossible to keep up, stay engaged, and be outraged. It becomes easy to adopt an attitude of what can we do? So the Islamic Center of Greater Cincinnati recently held its first Building Bridges of Unity dinner. Around 200 community leaders were there being brainwashed. So
here's the thing. I got this figured out.
Can you believe I mean, seriously, if you don't want to have a calling card that says, we are George Soros,
right?
You don't put the whole immigrant, LGBTQ, women, poor, uninsured, children, DACA, nonprofits, grad students, and any other.
But I want to bring it back to Trump's tweet.
She didn't say colored people.
Okay.
Black people.
Because it really boggles my mind that somehow...
I love Trump's tweets.
Trump retweeting a horrific event that happened...
Nobody cares about the horrific event, by the way.
...is somehow... You just can't do it. So, like, let's say there's a woman. She's been beat by her husband.
Mm-hmm.
A regular woman, okay? Because that happens in Islam, too. Let's say it's an American white woman. And she has an American white husband, and she's beat, and Trump tweets out her plight, that she has been beat by her husband. I think that it is very fair to say at that point that Trump is coming out against all men that are married. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that that's a very fair correlation to make, that we you know, you don't really want to talk about the fact that she was beaten by her husband.
Right.
You don't want to talk about the relevancy of that. You just have to say, you know what? Trump is coming against all married white men and saying that they all beat their wives. No, he's coming out, if that were to happen, this is hypothetical, if that were to happen, I think it would be fair to say that Trump was coming out against all white men, or men in general, that beat their wives. Not all husbands in general. So for them to make this flying leap to say that Trump is generalizing all of these people, instead of just saying, look, this was an awful thing that happened. Those that practice in this are unacceptable. And as a society, it needs to be brought to the light. But instead, this is what abusers and enablers do. Hush, hush, don't talk about it.
All right. So, then this one was even more blatant than that one, if you can. Now, we have covered this over and over again. Germany has said that they need to start educating immigrants against anti-Semitism.
Yeah, because it's
and they have an anti-Semitism problem by migrants. However, George Soros wanted to take that article and make it about right-wing white supremacists somehow. Which is, mind-boggling. So
George Soros owns our newspaper, by the way. Not literally, but...
Germany's rising anti-Semitism haunting new immigrants, right-wing nationalists linked to activism against Jews. And so they didn't put a Muslim picture up there.
No.
Just this guy with a short haircut.
kind of looks like a neo-Nazi.
With a white shirt.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says a far-right rally in Berlin in August. So this is absolutely crazy. This says Germany has taken extraordinary steps since World War II, but then it goes on to say that the refugees coming in don't perceive that there's a strong norm against anti-Semitism. Could you translate that for them?
Okay, so what is happening is the migrants are coming into Germany, and they hate the Jews. And Germany kind of has this little history problem of mass murdering a bunch of Jews. And so when you're in Germany, you can't hate the Jews. Like, it's just because it's not water under the bridge just yet. So you just can't. So
not until all their survivors are dead.
So with the mass amount of migrants coming in, they need to be retaught. You know what? If you're in Germany, the one thing that you have to comply to is you can't hate Jews.
Jewish people are increasingly worried about their safety. Oh, in this article, what it said was, yes, the immigrants are anti-Semitic, but the immigration has brought a rise of right-wing nationalists who also hate the Jews. And so because they're rising up to hate the Jews, so they're hating Jews together, even though the right-wing people supposedly hate the immigrants, but they hate the Jews together.
Yeah.
They're united on something, I guess.
Okay.
So, the internet and social media in particular are sources of anti-Semitic hate, according to the findings. At the time, experts called for better detection and prosecution of anti-Semitic offenses. What they really said that they were going to do is they're going to start educating immigrants on the Holocaust. Like, we killed a bunch of Jews.
Yeah.
So you can't do that here.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that you want to. Like, I kind of agree with you, but we can't do it here. Right. Not right now. Not now.
Not right now.
Not now. Not now. Not now.
They're going to, at some point, try.
All right. So, that's... Oh, one more thing. One more happy little story.
Oh.
Yeah. So, let me see.
Oh, happy story.
Trump left the White House unannounced today. He went off visiting wounded warriors for Christmas.
I love that.
It was actually Thursday. So, Thursday, President Trump shocked the media when he left the White House to board Marine One. He had no official events listed on the White House schedule, but the president was off to visit some of the bravest America has to offer, our wounded soldiers. The president said he was going to go wish them a Merry Christmas. There was no official events planned. This is very strange for a president and administration who is always on the move, particularly during the week with so much breaking news. Many assumed that the empty schedule was in order to have free leverage to orchestrate the signing of the freshly passed GOP tax bill. Reporters expected to hear an announcement for a signing ceremony anytime. So many were puzzled as the president exited the White House and walked toward Marine One. Trump did not answer any questions except for one: where are you going? President Trump said he was headed to Walter Reed Hospital to visit wounded warriors for the holidays and wish them a Merry Christmas.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yes.
Well done, President Trump. You know, it's the holidays, and I think nobody would fault any president, even Obama, for taking time off around the holidays. So the fact that he had nothing on the schedule and then chose to, that's what he wanted to do with his free time, I think says a lot.
Yeah.
Even if that's just the message that he wants to send, I like that he wants to send that message. Listen, this is where I want to put my time and my focus.
Look at this guy. So today, POTUS, Real Donald Trump presented the Purple Heart to an American hero at the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, and we can watch a short video here.
President of the United States of America has awarded the Purple
Hey, I'm playing.
Established by General George Washington at Newborough, New York, August 7th, 1782, to First Lieutenant Victor E. Prado for wounds received in action on the 13th of November, 2017.
That's awesome. Oh, you pinned it on him and everything.
The United States of America has awarded the Purple Heart.
That's it. That's awesome.
Yeah, you guys, I'm not for foreign wars. I don't want our guys over there. I want everybody back.
Agreed.
But when somebody innocently gives their life for our country, you have to honor them for that. So we want to get our evil leaders out of power so that people don't need to be lying up in hospitals unless it's really necessary.
So Donna Terry has sent me an email with a poem. From what I understand, Donna Terry writes poems. Donna, did you write this poem? I am very curious to find out if you wrote it. But I am going to read it because it seems very fitting for right now. Hear the angels sing in chorus. Heavenly voices blend as one, announcing to the world a savior. God has sent his only son. You're shaking the camera.
Sorry, Jasper's down there.
Brightly shines the star above him, a child intended for the throne. Through his birth comes redemption. By this love our sins atoned. Miracles are bound to happen far above the realm of man. All bow before the child of heaven, much revered throughout the land. For the saving of all nations, rest upon this tiny king. Hail the birth of our Redeemer, is the song the angels sing. Yay. Donna, that is absolutely beautiful.
Awesome.
I love it. I love it. As a matter of fact, where's your guitar?
Over there.
Let's make it a song.
What?
Right now.
I just sing my song.
Let's make it a song. We can do this. We do this all the time. We are going to back this up and we're going to make Donna's poem a song. Right now. Real deal. Watch out, Jasper.
Oh, hey.
This, for those of you that don't know, this is what Leah and I used to do in our spare time.
Yeah, but normally like
with what?
A little practice first.
Nah. Who needs practice?
What if it turns out? What if you ruin her song?
I don't think we can ruin it.
What if you ruin her poem?
I don't think we are going to ruin the poem. I have faith. Whoa, I thought the camera was about to go. I have faith that we're not going to ruin it. Do you guys have faith that we're not going to ruin it? Get a tune, and then we'll just put this to the tune.
Okay.
Hear the angels sing in chorus, heavenly voices blended as one, announcing to the world a savior. God has sent his only son. Brightly shines the stars above him, a child intended for the throne. Through his birth comes redemption. By his love our sins atoned. Miracles are bound to happen far above the realm of man. All bow before the child of heaven, much revered through the land. For saving all the nations, rest upon this tiny king. Hail the birth of our Redeemer, is a song that the angels sing, the song the angels sing.
All right, there you go. Now we have made it a song. Donna, thank you for sending that. That was really, really fun. All right, so what song do you have for them?
Do you have my
What you need?
do you have the black book?
You always ask for things that I cannot give. Is it in here? Back up.
The black book, I don't think it fits in there.
Well, just in case. Because the red book was in here.
The black book just has that Christmas song on it. The one I wrote.
There it is.
The black book. Little black book.
Am I my sister's songkeeper? Yes, I am.
I think it's in there. So are you guys all done shopping for Christmas?
We're
what are you guys
nearly
doing? Is anyone
finished.
traveling for Christmas? Anybody going anywhere?
We're staying home, obviously.
We're staying home, obviously. Yeah.
Sorry, there's this 30-second lag. It's roughly around that. And so, unfortunately, we don't always get the replies from you guys right away.
Oh, that's right. Yep. So, where is the Christmas song? I'm going to find it. It's not a very big book. I think it's in this book.
Gary says he is staying home. Maybe London during Christmas week, says Brett Baza. That's not helpful. What's it called again?
I can't remember.
Are you sure? You printed it out? It's not in the red book?
I didn't know. We didn't write it in the red book.
But did you print it out? Let's see. John likes your guitar playing and our singing. Thank you, John. That's very sweet. Jim says, I'm spending Christmas painting anything black, white, and anything white, black. I love it. Say Perfect says, yeah, I'm traveling to my kitchen to get some Christmas cookies. If you guys aren't subscribed to Say's channel, you need to go and do so. Now he's very punny man. Very punny young man. It's his brother's birthday today, Benny. You should have done a video for your brother, Say.
I don't know where it would be at because the red book we started here.
But it's not in any of your papers that you have there. I just don't think it's old. Did you write it in Tulsa?
Yeah.
Then it should be in there. Let me help you.
Cinderella.
No. Wait. No. There it is. There it is. Look, we found it. This is Leah's Christmas song. We're going to sing the song that Leah wrote. Do you need a pick?
Capo.
We can thank Bill for the capo because I don't know where ours is.
If you it's in their book. I saw it. If you have
split wood for my neighbors for Christmas, says Redneck Survivalist.
Yay!
Shy says I was just rear-ended, so now I am going nowhere, and I am so happy to see you. I saw a Shy comment earlier, and I was like,
so
Shy, we
sorry
haven't seen her in a while.
Anywhere.
That's awful. I'm glad you're okay, though. I hope you're okay. Insurance. Does your insurance cover it when the other person that hits you doesn't have insurance?
That's awful. Oh my gosh.
Gary says I'll be outside enjoying the 70-degree weather. Donna says I'm going to Springboro.
Do you know that sound of love? That sound that penetrates, it comes from heaven above. A love that stirs from deep within. A love that wipes away and covers all sin. Do you know that love? 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 Do you know that sound of joy? That sound that overflows from the hearts of little boys and girls. A joy that can't escape our noticing. A joy that brings laughter to the veriest grim. Do you know that joy? 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 And do you know where the joy is coming from?
on. Sing the chorus again.
Let's see. Practicing before it sounds better.
Do you know that sound of love? That sound that penetrates, it comes from heaven above. A love that stirs from deep within. A love that wipes away and covers all sin. Do you know that love? 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 And do you know that sound of joy? That sound that overflows in the hearts of little girls and boys. A joy that can't escape our noticing. A joy that brings laughter to the veriest grim. Do you know that joy? 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 Do you know where the joy is coming from? Do you know where that love originated? In Bethlehem one Christmas morn, a little baby child was born. The baby grew and then gave his love, and now we call Jesus Lord. It's Christmas time and all heaven sings. It's a time of celebration. Jesus stole the chains from hell and broke the power of all sin. So laugh with joy, oh, feel the love all around the world. The angels sing, oh, glory be. Today the Savior Jesus was born. So laugh with joy, oh, feel the love all around the world. The angels sing, oh, glory be. Today the Savior Jesus was born.
Hey! Very, very good. Well done. They would like you to make us a CD.
Oh, bye-bye, Mr. Money.
he
He's
leaving?
going to Menards.
Oh, I need to eat.
That man's going to Menards.
I thought he was going to lose.
It's a man store. It's called Menards. Oh my gosh, it's so sexist. Why isn't it called
Womanards.
Female Nards?
Oh, no, you didn't just say no, hang on.
Gornards?
No.
Menards. What's called? It's called Menards, actually. The men's store.
I like it when John Daniel puts these things in the chat because it gives me a chance to read them out loud. Very, very pertinent. He says, point blank truth. If any of you died tonight without believing that Jesus Christ died for your sins, you will wake in hell without hope. We need to believe and receive Jesus or we are lost. It's more than that, though. It's way more than just dying and going to hell. It's actually living a life of fulfillment here on earth. And that is one of the most amazing things about accepting Jesus as your Savior. Okay. You're going to sing that one?
No.
Oh, okay. So, Chris had asked for Mary, Did You Know? I have been practicing Mary, Did You Know? But we want to do it with Leah's guitar. So, we have not had a chance to practice it with Leah on the guitar. So, for Christmas, our Christmas special, we will be singing Mary, Did You Know? I love that song. I know most of you guys do as well. If you don't, I don't know what planet you live on. It's an amazing, beautiful Christmas song. So, we're going to sign off here. Once again, I have to remind you, we will not be going live Sunday at 1 p.m. At some point, we will be going live either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I will let you know when that is going to be. I'm going to try to make it so that it's not too late for our UK viewers. I can't make any promises. You want to sing that one?
I just wanted to. I was playing around while you were going over your things. Just giving you background music.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mass Fate 3 and Resistance Chicks. Ring that little bell for notifications. Check and see if you are still subscribed, by the way. Shoot me an email. Let me know if you are not. I'm just curious to know. Thanks to our moderators who were here tonight. Worth a look. Subscribe to his channel. We've got Maia, Gary, Kelly. Sooks was here. Dear Lord, I hope I'm not forgetting somebody. I want to thank you guys and happy birthday again, Benny, for being in the chat. Leave your comments in the comment section after the video processes. I think that more comments generate more comments somehow. I don't know, but it's a good thing when you leave your comments. We want to be able to read them because we can't get through them all in the chat section. Sing the song.
It's just it's not even a real song. It's just pieces of a song. I never got finished.
Finish it.
Finish it.
Finish it. Before Resistance Chicks, we had time to write music.
Found my first love again. I found my first love. I found my first love. I found my first love again. Oh, you opened my heart to me apart. You opened my heart again.
There's more to it, but I can't remember.
It sounds like my song. I'm on a craze to praise. No. We should put my song to that one.
First love. I found my first love. I found my first love again. I found my first love. I found my first love. I found my first love again. Yeah,
Something.
You've opened my heart. You've opened my heart. You've opened my heart again. You've opened my heart. It was once torn apart. You've opened my heart again. Something like that.
I love it. So, Britboz, aka Barry, he leaves a very loving and touching comment, and I wish I could abide, or what is acquiesce is the better word. He says, Michelle, UK at a sensible time, please, on Sunday. Well, let me tell you something. Like I said at the beginning of the show, this is our busiest season. We are working all weekend long, and we have family coming over at 1 o'clock on Sunday. And they're going to be here until 4-ish. And then Leah and I each have several doggies, different families, to go and let out. When we get home from that, that is when we are hoping to go live. If we can't do it Christmas Eve, we will try for Sunday at a reasonable UK time. But I know a lot of people are going to be busy on Sunday. And won't be able to make it. I know Sean and Tracy are busy on Sunday in the UK, and you should be busy. But for those of you that aren't, we want to invite you guys into our home, whether it's Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. We will try and do our very best. The Bible says, do not say that we shall do this and that tomorrow, but say as the Lord leads, we will do this and that tomorrow. So.
Hold my hand, hold on when you don't know where to go. Hold my hand, and the way to you I'll show. Hold my hand, hold on when you're oh so scared tonight. Hold my hand, and I'll hold you oh so tight. Just a hold my hand, just a hold my hand, hold my hand. 'Cause if you let me hold you, I'll hold you tight. If you let me speak to you, I'll speak to you all the right words. Oh, darling, let me come to you. If you let me hold you, I'll hold you tight. If you let me speak to you, I'll speak to you all the right words. Oh, darling, let me come to you. And hold my hand. Oh, darling, when you don't know where to go. Hold my hand. And the way to you I will show. Hold my hand. come to you. If you let me hold you, I'll hold you tight. If you let me speak to you, I'll speak to you. All the right words. Oh, darling, let me come to you. If you let me hold you, I'll hold you tight. If you let me speak to you, I'll speak to you. All the right words. Oh, darling, let me come to you. If you let me hold you, I'll hold you tight. If you let me speak to you, I'll speak to you. All the right words. Oh, darling, let me come to you. And hold my hand. Oh, darling, when you don't know where to go. Hold my hand. And the way to you I will show. Hold my hand. Oh, darling, when you're oh so scared at night. Hold my hand. And I'll hold you oh so tight. I just a hold my hand. I just a hold my hand. If you let me hold you, I'll hold you tight. If you let me speak to you, I'll speak to you. All the right words. Oh, darling, let me come to you. If you let me hold you, I'll hold you tight. If you let me speak to you, I'll speak to you. All the right words. Oh, darling, let him come to you. Thank you.
All right. Shy M says, much love and Merry Christmas to you and your mom.
Merry
Thank
Christmas.
you, Shy. Merry Christmas to all of you
people
guys.
are in there, not in the microphone. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Kelly broke 2 ribs.
Oh,
Kelly,
man, how'd that
miserable.
happen?
That's awful.
What happened?
They can't do anything.
What,
for
did the
broken
dinosaur
ribs.
come and bite you in half? How do you break 2 ribs?
How do you jump to dinosaur from broken
I was
ribs?
thinking, how could something break 2 ribs? A dinosaur. That's what came to my mind. I'm sorry. That's awful, by the way.
Leah's got dinos on the brain.
Now I need to know how you broke your ribs.
Well, it's a 30-second leg, man.
Anybody else injured? Should we pray for you?
She fell in the bathroom.
Ah!
Bathrooms are dangerous
They
and
are.
racist.
Bathrooms are dangerous. Those tubs are white.
And the bathtubs are white. That's probably why you fell.
Yep.
Dang.
Yep. Racist bathtub.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Water
so Merry
is
Christmas
clear.
to everybody. I hope you guys have I love that Worth the Look says, Merry Christmas, ladies, men, trans, gender fluid, and neutral.
Them gender fluids are saying prayer for you this Christmas. It's like getting fluid in your ear or something. It's not a good place.
No. Right.
Nope.
All right, no, we're really going to sign off. We hate to leave you, but we really must say
Merry Christmas.
You know, earlier I was thinking, the BitCoin. No. Didn't we see that one already?
Christmas, just like the ones I used to know.
Boop, 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 ba-doop.
Were the days are merry and bright. And may all your Christmases be white.
That's really
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. I was actually going for the White Christmas song, and you turned it into.
I did 2 different songs. I can't help it. I'm sorry. We can combine songs. You can do that if you want. All right, no, totally going. No, but when you were singing or not singing, when you're talking about BitCoin, you know the part in what is it? Sound of Music, where Captain Von Trapp and Maria sing. Nothing comes from nothing,
and nothing ever could. But somewhere in my dreams or childhood,
it's you.
I must have done something good.
Dude, take it from Captain Von Trapp and Maria.
Nothing comes from nothing.
All right. Been on the gin again so early? Yeah, I know. We can't help it. It's just who we are. That's why you guys keep coming back, I think.
Get that eggnog spiked?
Leah made eggnog the other day.
For Kansas.
Oh.
He liked it. You know what he said it tastes like? Ice cream.
Ew. No, it can't taste like ice cream because it's not
That's
ice.
how you make it the ice cream.
You need ice.
You make it the ice cream with some eggs and some milk and some sugar and vanilla. That's how you make ice cream base. And then you put it in the ice cream
it's
thing.
just melted yuck.
Nope. It's good. It's good stuff, man.
No. All right, no, we're really going. All right, bye guys. We love you. God bless. See you at some point for our Christmas spectacular.
We'll have a week before we say see you next year.
Right. All right, bye guys.
I was caught